guys, welcome back to the Farmhouse Cottage Garden. Today we are going to be getting into our garden tour number 3 of the year. It is May 15th and I'm so excited to get to show you guys my garden. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So here is the update on the string light planter with the strawberries and the basil and the sunflowers from last week. Strawberries are looking really good. The sunflowers are growing in nice and big and they're looking really good. This is one of the green stock planters and we have some germination on a few. The little gem, we had one spinach, but I don't know if it still made it. And then we have the mustard, some more little gem, and then this is the Paris Island Cos right there, and some more little gems. So the little gem seems to be doing the best right now. And then our calendula, as well as our strawberries. And as you can see, we have some strawberries ready to pick right now. The sunflowers are doing pretty good on the bottom. I think I've only left, this one's actually doing really good. Look how big that one is. One leaf lost to the dogs, and then I still haven't replanted that one right there. Then we have the flowers that I planted, and the carnations are looking really nice. And then some of them I moved over into bigger pots to get them growing up nice and big for transplant. So we have our cosmos, we have our cream swirl California poppies, and our Rogue Moulin Rouge seed that was growing underneath the seed tray and is doing well, the Kajari melon, and then the rest of the poppies and cosmos. This is the second planter, and the strawberries are looking really nice, and the sunflowers are getting really big. Looking really nice. Lost one to the dogs, but other than that, they are looking really good this week. Over here, we are getting ready to redo this fence, but I actually ended up transplanting some of my dahlias over here with the zinnias. So we have a zinnia blooming. This looks like the Oklahoma ivory. And then we transplanted the Wynn's New Pastel dahlia. And then this one right here is the center court dahlia. This one right here is the French doll dahlia, and then this one right here is your Rock Run Ashley. And then the basil, Thai basil, is looking really good. I moved the bee balm over here, and the zinnias are looking nice and healthy, and they are blooming, so they seem to be doing really well over here. And blueberry bush looks awesome, as well as the rose bush right there. So we will keep an eye on what is growing and how good it's growing back here. Okay, so first up is my roses on the inside of the garden. This is the Teasing Georgia rose and is looking really good. No blossoms that I can see on it quite yet, but I think we're getting close. And the sunflower, the black Russian sunflower I put in here is growing really well. Marigolds are looking really healthy, and the radishes are starting to put off some leaves and look very, very healthy in this bed. The next bed is the other rose. This is the Tequila Supreme Rose and is looking really good. We have some rose buds, and you can see right here, this one might be getting ready to open up. So that is really exciting. And the marigold and the sunflower are looking quite nice. This sun gold cherry in the corner is looking really good. We have quite a few tomatoes popping, and there's quite a few more blossoms, so it is looking really good. We're probably at around maybe 3.5 to 4 feet tall. This is the sweetie cherry tomato that is in the back, and as you can see through there, we have quite a bit of awesome looking tomatoes, and this one is probably right around the 4-foot range as to how tall it is, and they're looking really good and healthy so far. This is my Brad's Atomic Grape, and this one has quite a few new growth tomatoes since last time I showed you. You can see, especially that one right there, that one's really big, getting lots of sun back here, and they're looking really good. This branch has gotten really, really long the past week, and we have some more forming right there. And this is a sucker, so I'm going to just pop that sucker off. And overall, this one looks the worst, but it's actually doing really good. I don't know if maybe it's just this kind of tomato, it just looks really terrible, but it's producing and it looks really good. So we will see how it does throughout the rest of the summer. This is the last and final cherry tomato that we have. This is another sun gold, and this one is looking really, really, really good too. And we've got quite a few tomatoes that are forming on the inside right there and going out through the gate. But it's looking really, really healthy and looking really good, and I'm excited to try these ones. I would say this one is probably right around the 3.5 foot as far as height right now. Okay, bed number 1. We got rid of the dahlia that was right here. It wasn't getting enough sun because the tomato was shading it, but this is a Dr. Witchy's tomato, and this thing is growing tomatoes. Lots and lots and lots of tomatoes, and I'm super excited, and it's doing really, really well. It's got quite a few more blossoms coming up, and it's just looking really strong and really healthy. Right next to that, we have a radish as well as a yellow zucchini. I think it's called a golden zucchini, and that one's looking really good. It finally has some more sun now too, and as soon as these start to fully form, I'm going to actually trim this back a little bit so that way this has a little bit more sun. And as you can see, looks like we've got someone eating something in my garden. So I'm not going to pull that one off, but something's eating my flowers. But that is also why I have flowers in here, is whatever is eating the flowers is not eating my vegetables. So we have a few flowers, zinnias. These are the little flower girl mix, and they are about ready to open. We have a dahlia that I put back here because it is getting enough sun. This is the Marin dahlia, so that one will do just fine. And then the last two things over here we have is my nasturtium and my San Marzano paste tomato. Now, I will say, this paste tomato is not performing as well as my other tomatoes. This is probably my slowest growing tomato. So this is the Dr. Witchies. This is a San Marzano. This is a pink tie-dye. That is a Dr. Witchies. So out of all of them, it is the shortest. And it is producing some blossoms. But I will say, let me see if I can find it. Right through there is the tomatoes that I was talking about. This one right here is actually got a blossom in there. And then we got some over here as well. But those are the ones that will probably form tomatoes the soonest, hopefully. So we will see how it grows. I was hoping to have these for some tomato sauce and just making some paste, but we'll see how this does. If it doesn't perform very well, then we might be looking for a new paste tomato. Okay, this is my second bed, and this one is looking really good. We have our giant salmon rose zinnia, which is getting ready to flower and put off some awesome blooms right here. And I did pinch this one, but I do like how tall they get and not as bunchy because they take up less space. So I'm really enjoying the taller ones over here. And then we have my amethyst basil that I pinched last week that is doing nice and producing some more growth right there. This is one of my onions, just looking really nice, healthy. We've got a radish, and then also this is the Black Beauty zucchini. And as you can see, we are getting some blossoms down there, so that's exciting. Then we have our little flower girl zinnia right here, and that one's getting ready to blossom too. This one was pinched as well, but it is growing a little bit taller, so maybe I might save seeds from this one. Unless it is exactly the same and it's not a little flower girl, it's actually a giant salmon. We will see when it blooms. And then this one over here is another little flower girl, and it actually has some blossoms on the back side if it will focus. There we go. And it's looking really good. So it's actually growing through the other side, which I don't mind because it gives more room for the zucchini. I have another radish, and then another amethyst basil, another onion, and then another nasturtium. And then this beauty and tall, amazing zinnia is the Senora zinnia, and it is getting ready to flower as well and open up. And then as far as the tomatoes go, this tomato right here is the pink tie-dye, and we have some blossoms right here, as well as, let's see, a tomato is growing right there. We have a tomato growing right there. So that's really exciting. And it also has a lot of other blossoms coming off right now, so it's looking really good. Probably by next week we'll probably have some more. So that's exciting. Looking really good though. And then this is the other Dr. Witchies, which I will say is definitely the one that is outperforming all of the other bigger tomatoes. And we've got lots of blossoms over here and some more up here. So probably by next week we should probably have some more formed tomatoes on this Dr. Witchies. Okay, bed number 3 is one of my cucumber beds. We have a jalapeno right here with blossoms, as you can see, so that's really exciting. We've got lots of growth up there. We also have a radish and some other onions growing right in the front. We have a buttercream stalk, and then we have a Senora. Yes, this is the Senora zinnia, and it has some buds forming. We have another stalk buttercream, and then right behind it we have a cucumber. This cucumber is my muncher cucumber, so it is actually starting to put off blossoms, but needs to grow up a little bit bigger, so we might pull those. And then same thing, this is a muncher cucumber right over here. And I did just fertilize these. I think it was like a day ago, so if you see any of this, that is being taken care of. And then we have our Oklahoma Ivory zinnia, which has lots of blossoms, and this one is getting ready to form. This is really neat. This is the Madame Peaches and Cream Snapdragon, and they are looking really good. They're probably almost 2 feet tall now. And then my Thai basil. So this bed is looking really, really nice. This is my 4th bed, and this is another cucumber bed. We have some Thai basil. We have a Nata Pino, which is behind the chives, which, as you can see behind it, we have quite a few blossoms in there, which is really exciting. And then the other pepper is the Habanada, which is really like bushy. I don't see any flowers or the starts of flowers yet, so we'll see how he does. And then we have another, actually this is a Marcuse zinnia, and she's getting ready to flower. This is actually not my favorite zinnia. I prefer the lighter pink or orange or bright pink, but this has like a dark red center, which isn't necessarily my favorite, so this might come out after this one blossoms right here. Then I have another snapdragon right here, which is growing up nice and beautifully. I have another one right there, and then I have the silver slicer cucumber, and this guy is looking really, really good growth. Same thing over here, looking really good, nice and tall. And then another butterstalk right here, with the chives doing their thing in the front. This is the 5th bed. This is the start of my melon beds. We have some Oklahoma Ivory zinnias right here, which is getting ready to flower. And then we have our bell peppers. And I just fertilized these, like I said, yesterday. What was that? That just jumped off my plant. And we have some, let's see. There we go. We have some blossoms going on in here and some good growth. So that's really exciting. Looks like I snapped one of these doing things. Life happens. They're not perfect. Gardening is not meant to be for perfect people. And then we have some Emily basil looking really good. Some more bell peppers looking nice. This one over here is looking really good. We have another little flower girl zinnia, which has a lot of buds that are starting to turn. Then we have a dahlia here, and this is my Teesbrook Audrey dahlia, and this is a little guy, and I'm letting him stay little. I'm not pinching it because I wanted to see like how big it would get. And it's not getting very big, but we do have a blossom here, so that's really exciting. I do want it to get a little bit taller though, so yay for a blossom. And then these melons back here are the Minnesota midget melons, and they are looking really good. I just started to kind of work them up the trellis a little bit, and they're handling it very, very well. This is the 6th and final bed, and this is going to be my Kajari melon bed. Currently, we only have one Kajari melon, and he is right here, and he's looking really good. We have the other one that's started that's just not big enough yet, but he's going to go right here, so we'll have 2 growing up. Then we have another Oklahoma Ivory Zinnia, which is getting ready to put off a blossom. We have our red bell peppers over here, and let's see. Lots of buds, but no blossoms yet. Same thing with this one. We have some basil looking really nice. Some more, lots of buds, no blossoms. And then this one is getting ready to blossom right there. So it's looking really nice and healthy. And then this is another Oklahoma Ivory Zinnia, and she is gorgeous. Last but certainly not least, my middle row. This is my herb garden right here. So we actually used quite a bit of the rosemary yesterday for dinner. I have now moved the parsley to adding to my flower bouquets because it's growing so big right here. I moved 2 of my amethyst basils over here, and I'm gonna pinch them as soon as they get their roots established a little bit more. And then more parsley. My sunflowers are looking really, really good. The basil is looking nice. And I actually used some of this thyme, and it is getting big because thyme is aggressive. And then right behind it is my Pro Cut white sunflower with my garlic and onions. It's looking really nice. And then my last bed, which is more sunflowers and garlic. They're looking really good and growing up really, really nicely. So I'm excited about these sunflowers back here. Well, that concludes today's garden tour. I just want to say thank you for watching and spending time with me as I take you through my garden and show you what's growing and how it has progressed since last week. I continue to do these every week on Sunday. I hope you will join me, as well as you can see me more throughout the week on Instagram, as well at the Farmhouse Cottage Garden. I hope you guys will tune in next Sunday for the next garden tour and see what is growing in my cottage garden. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week. Bye.